Well, folks, in the latest baby man shenanigans, a whole bunch of little mustache man wannabes paraded around Nashville yesterday. Word is their mommies followed them from a safe distance just in case they needed sandwiches or a good attaboy pat on the behind. Well, wouldn't you know it, the stylist for the baby man marchers is still humiliating them by outfitting them in J. Crew knockoff schoolboy outfits. The baby men showed up in their signature tan trousers from the sale rack at Target or Kohl's. Some chose a cargo-style pant, while others stuck to the skinny pant look to try to emphasize their manly calves. Of course, they also wore their signature polo shirts, which seemed to be a nod to white country club living, which is funny because unless Mom's basement has an exclusive golf course down there, none of those baby men have ever set foot in a country club. Well, it looks like they're still working on unity because some of the little mustache man wannabes wore dark blue polos and some appeared to wear black. I've always said mixing black and blue ends up looking like a bruise, but to each his own. Now, I'm not sure if the uniform requires belts because it looks like some didn't bother, but that could also be that their belts were hidden under the big bellies that hung over their waistbands. Of course, they wrapped their heads and faces in white hair towels, the super absorbent kind, lest they broke out in a sweat. It looks like they had to resort to wearing baseball caps to keep the absorbent towels from slipping, which we all know would be a disaster because baby men get really self-conscious when they show their faces. I'm guessing their stylist is working on a head covering that stays in place without a cap and lots of bobby pins. Perhaps a white headdress with a pointy top. Yeah. Well, the sky was overcast, but the baby men wore sunglasses in a nod to their favorite movie, Men in Black. And you gotta hand it to their marching band coach who clearly worked hard on teaching them how to hold the flags perfectly upright with hands spaced evenly apart. Some of them were banging on drums, and a select few even got to carry shields, in case they needed to protect themselves from pedestrians or an unexpected shower. I can't be certain, but the shields looked eerily similar to one that came with my son's Captain America costume when he was 7. Or maybe it was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles costume. Well, anyway, the baby men had an early breakfast that morning, so they didn't have a lot of time before they were going to get hangry for lunch, so they made it a short little play date this time. Also, as we all know, U-Haul vans don't have bathrooms, so when they packed them in for the ride, they had to make it clear there would be no bathroom breaks. By the time they marched all the way to their destination, they all had to find a McDonald's restroom quick. Of course, they had to purchase something in order to use the bathroom, and most of them chose soft-serve vanilla ice cream cones, which were not the best choice because it's hard to use the bathroom while holding an ice cream cone. Rumor is that lots of the baby men spilled ice cream on their uniforms, and some even soiled themselves, which just made their moms resent them even more. Well, the message was the same as always. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. Look at me, I'm sad and lonely, and this is the only club I could ever get into. Apparently nobody remembered what they were chanting because as soon as they put down their flags, people thought they were having a Geek Squad conference. Some even asked for free advice on electronics. Well, the consensus was that the baby men had a grand old time, despite still feeling sad and lonely inside, with pervasive self-loathing and a tendency toward anxiety. After the march, one of the baby men invited the brethren over to his mom's basement for a spa day, where they made their own skincare, using Steve Bannon's favorite serums and creams. Afterwards, they got in a circle and chanted some popular phrases from the Little Mustache Man handbook. That is until the baby man's mom told them to pipe down because she was trying to watch her favorite soap opera. Well, in the end, they all fist-bumped, high-fived, and hugged it out, and promised to remember to send in their membership dues as soon as they could find enough cans and bottles to cash in at the recycling center. All in all, it was a glorious day for baby men in Tennessee. Next time, they plan to bring kazoos and harmonicas to jazz things up a little bit. I'm sure we'll all be looking forward to that. Well, baby men, have the day that you deserve. Yeah.